Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Scents. Hope this video finds everyone doing fantastic on this wonderful day of a brand new year, 2021. This is a brand new year of a fragrance discovery and fragrance journey, and I hope you'll join me on my channel. Today I've got a very special video, the best way that I could think of to kick off the brand new year, Galleria Parfums Fragrance House. That's right, Ash of Gents Scents, as many of you know him. I actually had the privilege of being somewhat involved as he created these 7 wonderful fragrances under the brand Galleria Parfums, and I'll leave the link in the description below if you want to check that out, if you haven't already checked it out. So when we return, I'm going to talk about Cognac Cafe, that and more, so stay tuned. The first Galleria Parfums fragrance we're going to take a look at today was created by master perfumer Sydney Lancesier, and it is Cognac Cafe. Let's check out that presentation. You've got this nice foam padding on the inside, and you've got this luxury silk or silk-like cloth on the inside in which the bottle sits or lays, fits snugly, and looks amazing. Looks like luxury, feels like luxury, just in the weight alone, just in how they look, how they appear, how they feel. There's definitely quality in this, so there's no cutting corners. We were looking at some of the bottles that they were thinking about using, and they didn't want to use cheap looking bottles, and they ended up finally deciding on this because it had several caveats to it. Thick glass on the bottom, very thick, and it has a nice gradient from smooth to frosted from bottom. So you got a smooth bottom, and it goes, the higher it gets up to the top, it's frosted. It has kind of a nice gradient change in color as well. And the lids themselves are very heavy, combination of heavy metal and plastic on the inside. Extremely well made. Got really nice metallic gold lettering surrounded by 2 thin lines on the label. Packaging itself is a combination of cardboard and leather-like feel as well. Fantastic looking, feels great in your hand. There's really no doubt when you have one of these in your hand that you've got a really high quality product. Not only that, but it's an extrait de parfum. Extremely higher concentration of essential oils than just an eau de parfum. Created by someone who's got years and years in the industry of experience, I think that puts him in a really unique position to not only give fantastic reviews of great fragrances, but to create a fantastic fragrance as well. So I'm privileged to be able to give my thoughts, at least my secondary impressions, if not my first impression, because I've smelled various stages of these fragrances as they were being created, so I can't call this a first impression. But I do want to read you the list of notes that are actually in Cognac Cafe, again by Sydney Lancesier. Cognac Cafe Extrait de Parfum has top notes of coffee steam, almond, brown sugar, and licorice. I love licorice. Heart notes of Indian papyrus, Neo-Caledonian sandalwood, African coffee absolute, and cognac accord. And finally resting on a base of barrel of cognac, Virginian cedarwood, which is some of the best cedarwood there is, vanilla, amberwood, and Somalian myrrh, which is a very rich, dark, incense, resinous-like spice. Card shows kind of a little glass of cognac with some coffee beans around the bottom of it, if you can see that. That's really neat. The note breakdown along with a photo comes in each one of these. Each of these bottles are pressurized, by the way, so the juice does have some pressure coming up behind it, so you'll notice that when you spray. You don't have to put a ton of pressure on. See it coming right out there. And the atomizers are excellent. It sprays a really good amount of juice. Cognac Cafe, if you like coffee-oriented fragrances, this is definitely going to be something that you'll really enjoy. Cognac Cafe, the cognac part of it, it's more envelops the fragrance. So good, so good. This makes me think of walking along an extremely urban cityscape. It's a bright morning, it's an early morning, but you see this cafe just opening up. You're kind of going for a walk to kind of wake up, and you think to yourself, you know what, a good cup of coffee would be great right now. So you've never been in this place, but you walk in, and as you walk in, you get the sensation that this is a permanent fixture in the city. This is where people go to make plans about their future, to study for school for their future. So you really feel like this cafe is the heartbeat of the city. As an extrait de parfum, this is gonna have some powerful sillage. Wow, the atomizer is amazing. It sprays on so well. Probably the finest, most directional mist. I used to be a paint subcontractor, and we would use this HVLP system, which is high volume, low pressure. That's what this feels like, and on my arm, it looks that way too. When you add the chemical composition of your skin along with your body's heat, it really makes that coffee smell radiate. It's really like being in the epicenter of freshly ground coffee beans with a little bit of booze in the background. Again, the cognac envelops the actual flavor of the fragrance, but by and large, just like the color, which is really neat. Again, it's a little bit lighter at the top, and then as a gradation, it gets darker near the bottom. To show that the coffee origins of this fragrance. You just merge and blend so smoothly. As an extrait de parfum, I don't even have to talk about longevity. This one's probably going to have some really good longevity. This is the first time I've actually had the opportunity to spray it on and test it, the actual final product. But all the mods that I tried on, they lasted on 6-7+ hours on my skin. This one is definitely going to do the same. Cognac Cafe is less of a boozy fragrance than it is a coffee fragrance. It's more like coffee with a side of booze. So while cognac figures prominently in the blend itself, it doesn't ever come up and slap your face. You know, it doesn't ever say, hey, booze. So and I like that fact. I like the fact that it's more of a nuance than it is a huge prominent player, because a lot of times the boozy side of a fragrance can overtake that fragrance, and then you've got all these nice little nuances that you're losing out on because overwhelming alcohol or booze-like accord is taking over the fragrance. That's not the case with this. You've got that really nice coffee, you've got coffee steam, you've got little notes of licorice, sandalwood, some myrrh, some other dark aspects to this fragrance that come up every now and then, and I'm amazed to see just how well it sits on the skin. There's actually a seductive quality about this as well. Yes, coffee can be seductive, believe it or not. I don't want to use the term elitist, but there's kind of like an elitist richness. There's like a rich fineness to this fragrance as it sits on your skin that develops into something a little bit more emblematic than just a basic coffee fragrance. This is definitely not your basic coffee fragrance. It goes a long way. Once it's on your skin for a while, it starts to morph into something a little bit different. I'll actually do a full-on review when I've had time to wear it over the course of a couple of weeks, because I want to give you more of a breakdown about how I feel about what it does over time, how it changes, what it changes into. Can you pick up some of those notes here and there, or does it continue to stay just like a well blend, like a unit as a whole? I'll give you that rundown in the future when I've had a chance to wear it a lot more. That is Cognac Cafe. Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite coffee fragrance to date. I can guarantee you this will be getting a lot of wear, especially this winter. Is it worth the price? Well above and beyond. Like, it cracks me up. People will buy a Parfums de Marly or a Chanel. Of course, I'm giving you a designer and a niche example, both of them high dollar, and then they would complain about something like this, which is hilarious to me, because you're getting more in terms of the concentration of oils, more in terms of the quality. But I think the problem is, the disconnect is, you just haven't tried it. Do yourself a favor, get the discovery set. Get the discovery set, try these out. You'll know immediately why they're different and why they're more than worth the price of admission. Well guys, that's it for my additional impressions for the final product of Cognac Cafe. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my video today. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. It means the world to me. I'm Tommy with Studio Scents, and I'll see you tomorrow.